fun I've had in a very long time. Imagine putting more power than a stage 3 Polo in a car that weighs 20% less. Welcome to Race Concepts Turbo Zen. This is basically the most fun I've had in January. This is the most fun I've had in 2026. This is the most fun I've had in a very long time. There are no electronics, nothing to save you. No ABS, no traction control, just you and the machine. And the machine is a pretty potent one. 195 horsepower to the wheels. I don't know a stage 3 Polo that does 195 horsepower to the wheels. And this is like close to 900 kilos or maybe less, which sound like very impressive numbers, but now the car is not very dailyable. Now it's pretty much a weekend machine or a track machine in my opinion. There is no AC and the clutch is a stage 3 race clutch, which means first gear requires a lot of skill and you need to slip the hell out of the first gear. So it doesn't feel very refined on the inside. However, that's not the purpose of this car. The purpose of this car is to put a big fat smile on your face. And it just delivers so well in that sense. The moment I got into this car, I did first gear and second gear and my smile has not stopped coming out. It's very linear in terms of power delivery and there is no wheel hop at all. The boys at Race Concepts have done a very good job at setting up the steering geometry and the suspension for you to be able to push this car like a madman. Turbo spools maybe at around 3,000 RPM and it goes like a bat out of hell all the way up to 7,000 RPM. This is the most fun I've had in a very long time. Even though we're going to be focusing on what's been done on the inside of the car, the exterior of the car also looks banging and nothing like a normal Zen. The car is painted in a shade of Porsche Miami blue. Flared arches in the front, flared arches in the rear, 15-inch alloy wheels with Linglong tires, a brake upgrade, and a different hood with latches and a massive vent. But what you're actually interested in knowing is what's going on underneath over here, and it's a lot. Let me just give you the head figures. It's running low boost, pushing 195 horsepower to the wheel. And it's pushing close to 260 Nm of torque. That is low boost. This is capable of 350 horsepower from this G13B. And to tell you more about it, I'm going to call the OG Joel to tell you all about it. Let's go.
Well, I owned a Zen 20 years ago and it was my first car. So I have a lot of connection with the Zen because it's something that I grew up with. I've seen the Zen from my early days of childhood. It was one of the nicest, coolest cars on the road, and it was, I think, the first luxury premium hatch in the country, which had good comfort, a decent engine and had good build. So when I ventured into doing motorsport stuff and then tuning and building cars, I always had a soft corner for the Zen because, like I said, when I bought mine 20 years ago, I always wanted to make it really fast. Back then I couldn't because I had other things keeping me occupied. But whenever I got an opportunity to make a Zen go fast, be it naturally aspirated or going racing like how we have the Monster Zen, or a really wacky street project, I would like to push limits. So with this car, when the owner Gigi Thomas wanted us to build one, I said let's just go turbo. We had built one in 2020, Carbon Zen, which was pushing about 160 to 170 at the wheels. So I said we'll just go one step higher than that in full pump gas trim, and this is that. So this is running a garage GBC turbo. It's rated for about 300 to 350 horsepower, and we can easily go bigger on it. We can go to a conventional GT series turbo, and we can push all the way up to 350 400 horsepower. The internals are well capable of handling it. So the engine is basically derived out of the 1 litre 998cc G10, and the difference between a G10 and G13 is basically the bore and stroke largely. So this is now a 1.3 configuration with a stroke length of a 1.3, and the bore is a larger one obviously. So from a stock size, it's grown up by 1.5 mm, so it's a 75.5 mm bore, and it's got forged rods, forged piston, it's got a fully worked up head by me, and then it's got a lot of reinforcement. Oil system is all refined so that the engine is very reliable. On the transmission side, we have a lightweight flywheel. It's got a stage 3 clutch and a shorter final drive to keep the engine in the band always.
That's a very long list, Joel, and I'm pretty sure you're still missing out on a little bit of stuff. I'll continue telling you guys all about it now. This Zen is the perfect example of how far car guys will go to make sure their prized possession looks and drives right. The engine bay and exterior have been worked on extensively, and the owner hasn't ignored the interior either. You still get that old school vibe with the original seats and the factory AC control panel, although there is no AC because race car. Inside you've got an OMP steering wheel that fits the retro feel perfectly. A Sparco gear knob, a boost pressure gauge, tachometer and a custom set of in-house pedals by Race Concepts. This has to be one of the most complete G13B builds I've ever seen. And when you consider that a Zen can be picked up for around 75,000 to 1 lakh rupees depending on condition, this build actually makes a lot of sense. But the biggest question is, how much does it cost? Well, we asked Joel for a proper price breakdown, and here it is. The engine upgrades alone come close to a whopping 3 lakh rupees. The upgraded transmission and stage 3 clutch, 1 lakh rupees. The turbo setup, 3.5 lakh rupees. A standalone ECU sets you back 1 lakh rupees, while tuning costs around 40,000 rupees. The exhaust and other ancillary parts add up to 1.5 lakhs. The bespoke Race Concept suspension, 95,000 rupees. Brakes cost another 40,000 rupees, and chassis restoration and upgrades come in at around 1.5 lakh rupees. So what's the total? 13.25 lakh rupees, and that doesn't include the countless hours spent on R&D. Now, before you run to the comments saying, oh, you could buy a Mark III Octavia for this money and build a stage 3 car, this project isn't about that. This is that project you do for the inner child in you. And when it comes to that, ask this to yourself. Can you actually put a price on happiness? I don't think so. If you've got a Zen, trust me, forget the price. Do this to your car and you will achieve eternal joy. Huge shout out to Gigi, Joseph and Joel from Race Concepts for letting me experience this absolute monster. So, do let us know in the comments down below, what are your thoughts on this Turbo Zen? And if you had that much money, what would you do? I would just do this.